Picture this. It's 1978. There's a car sitting in your parents' driveway, the one your dad swears is nothing but a rusty old gas guzzler. The neighbors call it an eyesore. One Saturday morning, a stranger hands over $300 in cash, hooks it to a trailer, and just like that, it's gone. Everybody's relieved. Well, here's the part nobody saw coming. That same car today could be worth more than the house it was parked in front of. And it isn't the only one. So let's count down 10 American cars that families threw away without a second thought. Cars that are now worth a small fortune. We're starting at number 10 and working our way up to the Holy Grail. Let's get into it. Number 10. The first generation Ford Mustang, built from 1965 to 1968. This is the car half of America learned to drive in. It was everywhere, cheap, simple, and for years, it was just a used commuter that nobody thought twice about. Plenty of base 6-cylinder cars and early coupes were driven into the ground, left to rust in driveways, and scrapped as worn-out economy cars. Big mistake. A clean fastback today will set you back somewhere between $40,000 and $80,000, and the best early examples climb well into six figures. Not bad for a car people used to leave out in the rain. Number 9. The Plymouth Roadrunner, 1968 to 1970. When it was new, this thing was sold as a bare-bones, no-frills muscle car that a teenager could actually afford. That was the whole point. And because it was cheap, people treated it like it was disposable. They raced it, they beat on it, and when gas prices shot up, a lot of them got dumped and left to rot. Today, a solid Roadrunner brings $50,000 to $100,000. And if you've got one with the 446 barrel or the legendary Hemi engine, you're looking at a whole lot more. Number 8. The Pontiac GTO, 1964 to 1967. Some people call this the car that started the entire muscle car craze. It was common, it was affordable, and it was absolutely thrashed by the young guys who bought them. By the late 70s, most folks saw the GTO as just another old used car taking up space, so they let them go. The ones that survived in good shape, they now command $50,000 to well over $100,000 at auction. The very cars dads were practically giving away. Number 7. The first generation Chevrolet Camaro, 1967 to 1969. This was one of the most common cars on the American road. It got drag raced on weekends, fixed with whatever parts were lying around, and junked without anyone blinking. Rust took care of the rest. Thousands of them simply disappeared. And yet, a clean SS 396 or a Z28 today sells for $60,000 to $150,000. The rarest factory drag cars and the Yenko Camaros reach into the millions. Yes, the millions. Number 6. The Chevrolet Tri-5 Bel Air, 1955 to 1957. This was the all-American family car. Grandpa drove one to church. Mom ran errands in one. And when it got old and a little tired, it got parked in a field or shoved into a barn and forgotten. People saw them as outdated and replaced them without a second thought. Here's the twist. A beautifully restored 1957 Bel Air now brings $50,000 to $100,000. Fuel-injected cars and convertibles go for far more than that. The family sedan became a blue-chip collectible. Number 5. The Dodge Charger, 1968 to 1970. For years, this was just a used car lot special. They rotted in backyards and driveways all across the country, written off as big, thirsty old coupes nobody wanted. Then pop culture got hold of it, and suddenly, that same Charger became one of the most iconic shapes in American car history. A clean second-generation Charger today sells for $70,000 to $150,000. And the Hemi cars, they are in a league of their own. Funny how the car everyone ignored became the one everyone wants. Number 4. Now here's one almost nobody saw coming. the Oldsmobile 442 W30, and the Buick GSX Stage 1, both from 1970. These were the sensible muscle cars, the ones your dad bought instead of something flashy. Because they wore boring, sensible family brand badges, people overlooked them and quietly sent them to the scrapyard while the famous names got saved. Well, these sleepers now bring $80,000 to over $200,000. The quiet ones turned out to be the smart money all along. Number 3. The Chevrolet Corvette Split Window Coupe, 1963. This one was a dream car when it was new, but here's the strange part. Plenty of them sat neglected in garages for decades. And that famous split rear window, the thing that makes the car so special today, a lot of owners actually had it cut out and replaced with regular glass because they thought it blocked the view. They had no idea what they were throwing away. A clean, original split window now sells for $100,000 to over $300,000. Number 2. The Shelby GT 350 from 1965 to 1966. To a lot of people back then, this looked like just another old Mustang, so it got driven hard and left to fall apart. But it was no ordinary Mustang. Carroll Shelby built these in tiny numbers, turning the car into a genuine performance machine. Today, a properly authenticated GT350 brings $250,000 to $500,000, and the race-bred GT350R models go for far, far more. An old Mustang, they said. And finally, number 1, the Plymouth Hemi Cuda, 1970 to 1971. This is the holy grail. And believe it or not, when the gas crisis hit, nobody wanted these. They were just thirsty old muscle cars, sitting unsold and unloved. But under the hood sat the mighty 426 Hemi, and Plymouth built only a tiny handful of them. Today, a Hemi Cuda Coupe sells for 7 figures. And the rare convertibles, they rank among the most valuable American cars ever sold at auction, changing hands for millions of dollars. The car nobody wanted became the most coveted muscle car on the planet. So there you have it. 10 ordinary American cars that families saw as junk, as eyesores, as worthless old metal. And every single one of them turned out to be one of the best investments those families never knew they had. So now I'm curious, which of these did your family once own or let slip away? And which one would you bring back if you could? Let me know down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, go ahead and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one.